Hi everybody, it's Russ here from UFO Paranormal TV and Flying Saucer Television with Les, as usual, and it is talk around the campfire, where we basically just talk about anything and everything paranormal. And the thing is, if you want to take part, and you can, well, hopefully we'll just have to see if this is working. If not, well, we'll just have to try something else.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, what a week! What a week! All sorts going on. All sorts. Some very
Definitely.
strange things going on.
Yes.
Facebook. I just wonder what's going on with Facebook. Anyway, not to worry.
No, that's all right. Yeah, I've had some crazy stuff. I caught some stuff on a full spectrum video camera
Yeah,
that really kind of blew me away, but it's in line with what I've been told before about recording with a camera that has a filter, and then you shoot it at night vision during the day, right?
yeah. I've told you about that. Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
yeah,
So now I've got my filter coming in here pretty soon, but now I also have this other camera right here, and this is just a little 4K. It's almost like what they call a GoPro kind of camera,
yeah,
almost like that. And this this is full spectrum, so it takes the full color of all the video. So when you look at it, it looks pink, or it looks purple or
yeah,
blue when you first see that. And I'm going to be talking about that tonight. And then I've got a good friend of mine who has some really good video from Canada that he had me analyze, and
yeah.
it blew me away. I'm just, I'm almost speechless. And then today we had another little ghost happening, a little ghost adventure here in regards to the Spirit Talkers. And I think I might tell you about that first if you want. It's kind
Yeah,
of crazy.
yeah.
Okay. So, before that, my wife had lost her debit cards, and Gary, our poltergeist, helped us find them. And he doesn't like to be called poltergeist, but we went to the Spirit Talkers and asked where the card was. And I think then it also said go right. I think it did. Okay. So I'm gonna share you this text. And actually, no, wait. Let me tell you what happened.
Be
So
careful if there's any numbers on.
yeah, let me take a look. Okay, so
Be careful.
yesterday I borrowed my wife's debit card, and
It's the
I
best
went.
thing to do.
Yep, I went to the ATM, and then I was feeling my pants because I was like, did I remember to give it back to her? Because I thought it was in my pocket, and I thought I might have lost it. So I was crying,
Right.
and I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, oh no, oh no, I lost your debit card. And she's like, don't worry about it. We'll find it. We'll look around. And then it's like, we couldn't find it. So we said, all right, we're going to get out the Spirit Talker like we've done before. And
Yeah.
then, the very first thing I asked about is there anybody here who knows where my wife's debit card is? And then what's your name? So I'm going to show you what happened. So the Spirit Talkers behind me, they have a little log, so you can kind of see what's going on. And so I'm going to show you this right here. All right, and this is the log directly off of the Spirit Talkers. Okay,
Right.
so the very first word that comes up, money, money. That's the very first word that comes out of its mouth, money. And then it says picture. Like, all right. And then I said, well, who's here? What's her name? And it says, she's coming. This next name is Alma. Now, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and Alma is actually one of our prophets in our church from many, many years ago. So that's a very kind of uncommon word. So if you look that up, I think that possibly Alma is there to protect us. I'm outside, and I'm freaking out, and then it says go right. So I come back in, it says go right. So I went my right, and I was looking, couldn't find anything. I went outside. My stepdaughter was looking in the couch,
Yeah.
and sure enough, she's like, come in here. Well, I found it. and it was stuck underneath the couch cushion. It was in the
Right.
couch cushion. Yeah, and then the last word was spirit. Yeah. So it was their right instead of my right. Yeah. And so definitely. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. Just like
Wow.
that, just like the other one with Gary, yeah. And uh this right here is
Can I just ask you something?
yes, go ahead. Huh?
And this is being facetious,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
But do you think they're messing about with you?
No.
You
Well,
know,
oh,
like,
do you think that they took him?
yeah,
Maybe, possibly, because here's the thing. I thought I might have given it back to my wife, but I didn't
right.
remember it. I was like, I don't know if I gave it back to my wife. Then it was gone. So yeah, they very well could have been messing about with me. Did I ever show you um, where Gary? I don't know if ever showed you where Gary helps us out.
In the garden,
No, so Gary, yeah, who had passed away, yeah, he rings our chimes.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, so I was gonna show you his log.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, let me do this here right quick so you can see it.
No,
Okay.
take your time. Take your
Okay.
time.
All right, now this is here we go. Now this is an honor to a gentleman who passed away here, so it doesn't show his full face.
Hang on, let me
Um,
just hang on. I haven't clicked on it. Sorry
yeah,
about that, Les.
no, you're fine.
Right.
Okay, so that's fine, and then so same thing. This was July 11th of last year, and we had lost. I asked my wife to get out her debit cards because we were going to go to Helen, Georgia, which is a little German town. And she's like, "Fine." She's like, "Let me get my debit card." She couldn't find them. I'm like, "Oh, great." And then we were freaking out. We went out to different stores. We were looking for them. We went to the radio station to look for it. And I said, "Well, how about if you just send the money to my debit card and we can just use it?" Well, I went to go looking for my debit card. My debit card was gone too. Yes. So then she's like, "Okay, get out the spirit talker. We're gonna find out what's going on." So I'm just gonna go ahead and show this right here. It's fine. It says, "I like talking," and then it says, "I can't breathe." Like, okay. And then it says concern. Yeah, definitely concern. And then it says desperate. Yeah. Enid. There's money again. Oh, look at that. There's money again. And then it says keep going. And then it says what's your name? And I said Les. And then it says right. Okay. And then it says I worked here. Like, okay. What's your name? Williams. What's your last name? Gary. All right. And then can you help us find it soon? And then it said died very recently. And then it said village. Now remember I've told you about
Yeah,
the settlement in the village where we live. And then
yeah,
this is my home. Okay, now let's go back. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna look up Gary Williams and
yeah.
to see when if he died, and that kind of thing. Okay, so check this out. Gary Williams, you know where he's from? He's from my little town of Mineral Bluff of about 200 people. He
Right,
died, guess when? May 16th, 2022, very recently.
right. I
He
see.
was born in McKaysville, Georgia, which is about 8 miles from here. Okay, you know why he can't breathe? Because he used to be a mining captain and he was working in a mine rescue team in the Burra Burra mines. Remember? So like I've told you about
Yeah,
mines before. And then so yeah, so he worked in the mining department. So yeah, it says I worked here, and then it says and then there's Gary Williams, and then it said died very recently. So these right here are almost like a direct hit. So and then it says Edith. His wife's name is Edith. We get Edith a good little bit. Up here it says Enid, but I think it was trying to say Edith. And so yeah. So that right there is I think a perfect hit. So if you hear me talk about Gary,
yeah. I
then
have heard it before.
he's
Yeah,
the one who talks. He's the one who does our chimes outside. And The reason why we know that is because we one day we were doing a spirit talking session out there on the deck, and it said Gary is a poltergeist, just like that. Gary is a poltergeist. I'm like, all right, if Gary is a poltergeist, have him ring those chimes over there. And sure enough, those chimes started going off, and we're like, all right, well, that's just kind of cool, you know. And so now he will ring the chimes whenever it's really quiet outside, whenever there's stuff going on. He's not back here that often, I think, because Jeff is back here in this room quite a bit. And as soon as I said that, I thought I just saw something just like that really quick. So it's it's one of those things where you know, I always try to find the people who talk to us. That way I can say, well, that sure does sound like a real person based on everything that he said and then everything they said today. So that's basically repeating. We were talking about science before and being scientific. That repeated the science
Yeah.
behind this science that
Test.
we do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that that's something that I like, and really it's just something that lets people know that these things are true. And so uh, still you have to have your own experience, I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and and I think maybe even to a point. I think when you started too, you were a little on the edge, right? A little on the edge, or no? As far
Well,
as
yeah. I mean, when I started out, I was
the
looking for
ghost.
answers.
Yes. Hey, Sandro. Uh-huh.
Hi there.
He
What is
likes Sandra's. Yeah, could be. Um, yeah. Well, actually, no. Actually, Gary's not really talkative. Sandro, did you happen to see the obituary? I don't know
that?
if you happen to, if
Yeah.
Sandro happened to see it.
Already.
If he did. Yeah, so no, he's actually oh, thank you, by the way. No, Gary, actually, I have had people who said that they knew who he was too. Um and no, Gary's a nice. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's how can I put it? Like I said, when I started out, I'd already looked into the subject when I was younger, and when I was at school, my dad had an experience, but he didn't see the craft, but his friends at work were looking, and he had his back to it. And when he turned around, it had gone, and he was really, he couldn't believe it. Later on, years later, he'd seen something in car with my mum and
Mm-hmm.
his sister, and
Right.
something fell out of the sky like a loaf of bread. They thought it was an helicopter at first,
Wow.
and you know, but he'd been in an atom bomb test as well, a
Yeah.
secret atom bomb test when he was young. And anyway, so he told me all about stuff, and and it was like, wow, sort of like UFOs, Bigfoot
Mhm.
and Bermuda Triangle. So I'd already, seen stuff as a kid as well,
Right.
UFO.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did believe because I'd already seen. But when it happens to you, like abductions and stuff, it's
Mm-hmm.
an all new ball game,
Right.
and
That.
we're
Yeah.
looking for answers.
Yeah,
We're
and
looking.
that's more high end. That's even more high end than some of the stuff that I would say that we talk about on more of a daily type basis.
Yeah,
Because I tell people that, oh, I find UFOs, and I know other people who find them too, and then I tell them about, oh, I talk to people who've been abducted, and then they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yes, I do," and they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "I do," and so and then I even have them sets of questions that I ask, kind of what we were talking about, the BS, the BS tests, that there's things that I know that I ask people, and that's how I can tell if they have as well, and they're just my own my own conclusions of things that I've heard other people talk about, if that makes sense.
It is. I mean, with me,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like I always get this. It's like, oh, it must have been amazing, and oh, sort of like how incredible. And I'm thinking, well, it wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
And when they say, well, you're a super soldier, I am bust up, right? Yeah, beyond belief. My
Right.
body, probably my mind, from being taken and, sort of like being basically we're prisoners, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're hostages, right?
Right.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
been made to fight against us. Well, some people say, oh, but your star seeds, and they're only reading from somebody else's book, a theory. And
Mm-hmm.
that is the problem. We're getting people that are talking about something that they don't know about, but they're reading from a book and they're presuming wrong,
Yes. Yeah.
because it's a different matter. When it's happened to you, it's like I've seen all these walking around, sort of like bronzed, is it Adonis's, like these gods. And I think, like, yeah, well, fair enough. But the thing is, the reality, we're traveling through time. We're going, well, myself, and it's probably the same for other people. I don't know about everybody else, but we're looking at teleportation, which is another type of time travel.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing this, and I do not think that humans are supposed to do this. I'll be
Right.
honest with you,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And I think my illness, because I've been left with an illness, and
Mhm.
being rushed into hospital a number of times, thinking that I had one of five things wrong with me, and if it were any of them,
Yeah.
you know, I probably wouldn't be coming out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Thinking that I had a brain tumor, sort of like an illness, and people say, oh, "Well, you look all right," but the thing is, I cannot film right without pain. So
Right.
I'm with a normal handycam, and I am wrapped in pain,
There
and
you
I'm
go.
taking painkillers.
Yeah. Well, I've
People
got
don't understand.
I've
People
got
don't
some
understand. Like,
I've got something to tell you, and to tell other people too, that now and this isn't the same as, of course, being abducted, but this is for people who can't understand chronic pain. Okay, so I have this stuff called Sjogren's syndrome, Sjogrens, Sjogren's, and what it does is it grows your or it dries your eyes out and
yeah,
dries your ears out and your mouth. I actually have silicone plugs in my eye ducts where my tears should be.
yeah,
So the thing is that um, I have to take pain meds for that, or I did have to take pain meds for that. So I wake up every single day in pain. I
yeah,
take a lot of gabapentin. I take a lot of Mirapex. If I was back in Arkansas or in Texas, I would be on pain management better. And then and even here, if I was closer, I would be on better pain management. So right now for here I'm using like CBD and stuff. But let me get back to my original thing. My original thing to help people um, describe to people what your pain is. There's a website called butyoudontlook.sick.com. If you look up
yeah.
butyoudontlook.sick.com,
I've seen it.
and then there's something called the spoon theory. So the spoon theory is about somebody who talks about having chronic pain and waking up with chronic pain every single day. And
Yeah,
when you wake up, just getting out of bed is that
a
so
marathon.
yeah,
It's like doing a marathon.
that's right. So
Yeah. Oh,
she's doing
yeah. I've read it. I've read one or two articles,
yeah.
and it says, imagine, right? Yeah, that just getting up and putting your clothes on
Takes
feels like you've done an half marathon.
Yeah.
before you've even gone downstairs.
Right. So let's just say that every day you're given five spoons or 5 pounds to work with. You're given 5 pounds, okay, $5 to work with, okay,
Yeah,
or $50 today, okay, just to get out of bed. Guess what? You just blew that, okay.
yeah,
Well, yeah, you still got that. Well, you gotta go to work, okay.
yeah,
Then, oh, guess what? You still got to clean, or you got to figure out what you're going to wear, right? You're like, well, I still got 2 left. Well, guess what? You still got to cook dinner for the kids. I still got 1 left. Well, that's really nice, but you got to spend some time with your husband. Then you got to wake up, then you got to figure out, then you still got to think, right? So
yeah,
so it and so instead of
yeah.
money, or instead of whatever so they talk about spoons. So people say, "Hey, I don't have any spoons left for today," or you've used all your spoons. If you overdo it, you'll overuse
That's right.
your
Yeah,
your pain and
yeah,
your energy, right? So, I went from being all good and bebopping around to losing, having to give up a job of 10 years because it all came on just like that. I mean, just like that. And it's an autoimmune disease, right? So just like
that's
kind of like
right.
what you
Yeah,
have, right?
and you
So
have to take that. There's a spray that makes saliva. Do you take
yes,
that?
yeah,
Yeah, I know
yeah.
all about it. I
Hmm.
know, believe me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's this other stuff that's made just for Sjogren's people. It's called Evozac, Evoxac,
yeah.
Evozac. And I take that on occasion. That will cause me to have more saliva. Or you'll if we talk, a time, you'll also sometimes hear me get kind of hoarse pretty quick, you know.
Oh
Um,
yeah, of course.
but
Yeah.
yeah, so but hey, I look good, right? I look good. I don't look sick. I don't look like
Oh yeah.
I don't look
Well,
like you beat me up.
yeah.
I feel like
I
you beat
get
me
that
up.
all the time. And
Yeah,
the problem is, like explaining to somebody, that I'm not wanting, I never asked for this.
right.
And but then you're getting people that are experienced are saying, but you did. But in your previous life, you were an alien. And I'm thinking, don't tell me about my previous life. Don't tell me anything about me. You don't
Right.
know me.
Exactly. Yeah,
Sort of
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
oh, you lot are all the same super soldiers. We're love and light. Well, without us, there would be no love and light.
Right.
Without us, there's a saying: better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. That's right. Yeah, very good. I
You
I
know.
I agree.
Having said that, the best policy.
Yeah,
Best policy is there is no wars.
that's right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like yeah, people don't understand. The thing is, what we're trying to do apparently is to save a race of aliens that are being attacked on their planet and
Mhm.
have been helped. The people that are helping are from our planet,
Mm.
right? Yeah,
Right.
sort of like, and a couple of countries are involved.
Yeah.
So the only way is for them to abduct people to help them fight for them against them.
Sure.
I could be fighting my own people,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
you
Yeah.
know.
That's sad, and
It
that's
is
why
sad.
we
But
gotta, you know
but the thing is, there's I know that in America there's at least 3 races of aliens, and maybe in the White House
Mhm.
there's maybe old members, new members, and members that are wanting to be, sort of like something. All there, all working with different aliens.
Right.
Have got an allegiance. You know what I mean? Maybe one party's coming. In other words, one party's got in, one party's been in, and one party's wanting to get in. And
Right.
and they're all connected with these aliens,
Mhm.
and there might be even more.
Now, do you think that they are they the Greys and the reptilians?
I think there's more.
And who else would you say?
Well, the thing is,
You said that
the
there was 3 main
Nordics,
ones.
the Nordics have
Nordic.
been spoken about. If you go
Mhm.
back to the 50s, and a gentleman, I won't mention his name, and the flying saucers,
Yeah.
sort of like he were talking about the Nordics. And I
Mhm.
think he actually went to the Vatican and met the Pope.
Okay, yeah. I
And
know who
I
you're
think
talking about.
he had a badge given to him
Hmm.
by the Pope,
Wow.
sort of like. Now, a lot of people say that, like he'd never met these. There's a lot of people for and against, like me. Some
Mhm.
people are for, some people are against. Well, so what? One of those things, you know.
Right.
Um, but the thing is, so there is the Nordics around, because they were around for a long time. People were talking about seeing them, and then all of a sudden, we had the little alien greys turned up, the EBs, extraterrestrial biological entities.
Right.
They seem to turn up.
Mm.
Sort of like in what were it, 47. We had in 45, we had a landing, and they think that it was some kind of craft from the future,
Oh, wow.
right? Yeah, that
Mhm.
were trying to abduct Winston Churchill. I've got a
Oh,
file
geez.
on it. I've got a file on it,
Wow.
and I still haven't gone down and researched that properly yet.
I
Right? Yeah.
see, I see Sandro said that probably as much races as sand particles on Earth. Um, yeah, I think so, yeah, that sounds about right.
Well,
There's just
I wouldn't say that, because there's a there's a, that's a lot of particle. That's a lot of sand. You know what I mean?
so, yeah,
I've heard something similar. I
yeah.
can't say no, but all I can say is the ones that I've met, and there is quite a few, at least 10. Sort of like, so. You could be right, Sandra. You could be right. I mean, so I'm only saying the ones that I know, what I've met, and unfortunately, what I've met and seen. But then again, sort of like, I haven't been everywhere, and sort of like, we've been. Having said that, I've been to a lot of places,
Yeah,
but there
right.
are a lot of battles on this earth, and there's a lot going on Earth. Believe
Mhm.
me. And remember, the media, right? Yeah, isn't really what you think it is.
No, no, it's not. Yeah.
The media will only put what it wants. Someone said you can't say us. You can't say that, because you've always been in the media for a long number of years.
Mhm.
But I can. But the thing is, it's a two-edged sword. You know what I mean?
Right.
That they can put you up there, and then there's some harsh words, and they can bring you down. But then again, I can do the same thing with them.
There you
You know what
go.
I mean?
That's
Like,
that's
if I
right.
want, I choose not to. I
Yeah,
choose to be nice.
yeah.
You know
Well,
what I
thank
mean?
you,
I
Sandro.
choose to be nice with everybody. It's
Yeah,
only when people get on the wrong side of me do I
right.
have to show that other side, and it's something I don't like doing.
Yeah,
It's not me.
that's true. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's true. But, I've, so I do you wanna see my latest?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, all right, here goes. This one I'm actually getting some pretty good responses on. So I posted it. I just put down something to the effect of I think I caught a UFO. What do you think? And that's basically all it is, and that's what it is. And then so this is what I call a fast walker, and this is recorded on a full spectrum camera. It's about we're about 5 miles from North Carolina, so it's aimed towards North Carolina, and on playback, it seems to be heading west towards Tennessee. So, all right, so here goes. This is the actual video. I'm going to show it to you right now. The video itself looks pink because it's full spectrum,
Full
and
spectrum, yeah.
yeah, and or it could also look purple sometimes as well. So here we go, and then this right here. Okay, all right. So this is it, and okay, this is the object right here in question. There is a bird right here, so you can kind of see it doing its thing,
Oh, yeah.
right? And it's kind of like that, right? Okay. Now you probably didn't even see the object leave yet, but it's already gone. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna go back, and there it is. Right. It's right there. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Right now I'm gonna zoom in on it. So if you can tell how high the bird is, now I can go in here and tweak the color. We can take the color and kind of tweak it a little bit. But let's
Yeah.
zoom in on this just to see. And when we do, you'll find that to me, this is to me, it looks like it has lights. There's one, two, three, four, and then there's something big right here. And then somebody pointed out there's something here and down here.
Underneath it,
And
to the right.
yeah, and then so look like, and when I leave it now see, watch, when it moves, that moves too. It's gone. See?
I
So
see that effect a lot.
yeah.
I see
And
that effect. A white object, and then with two like black objects, one at each side. I've
mhm.
seen quite a lot over the time that I've been doing this over the years and
Now
looking at photographic and video evidence.
now I'm gonna go back
You,
and
you'll
let's
find
see.
that a lot when you zoom in.
Yes. And okay, so let me go back here. 340, 440. That's a good thing
Right, can
about
I ask you? Right, yeah.
yes. Mhm.
What do you think that is?
I think it's just something checking in on us, honestly. Uh, um, and it happens all also very
How high up
quickly.
would you say it is?
Oh, how high is the tree? The tree is probably, gosh, 100 feet, so maybe 500 feet
Yeah,
or
but
more.
it's got to be much higher because you're in the clouds there.
Yeah, 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 and
That,
plus I'm 1,900 feet up just on the ground. Okay,
yeah.
so all right, now here's what I'm going to do. So we're going to
See if
watch.
it goes in front of the clouds or behind the clouds. If it goes behind the clouds, it's higher up than the clouds,
Yeah. So here it is
right?
again. Okay. All right. See, and here is right there. Now check this out. It leaves something ahead of time. So when it's coming up here
Right, yeah.
like that, I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
can
in
see it.
front of the clouds, and then it's gone like that, and then it takes it. So let me show you again. And this video is actually on YouTube as well. Okay. Let me move this over here like that. Okay. And you can
Right.
kind of see it again. So boom, 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 and then it comes back out again. So it's as if it does go behind the clouds, right? And then let me go back over here. Let me go back. There we go. Bring that down. And just like that. I mean, see how quick it is?
Oh, yeah.
It's very quick.
Well, that seems to be going up
Yes, it's
rather
going
than
up.
across.
Yeah. And
That
then
seems to be going up, higher
and
up into
then
the sky, into the atmosphere, doesn't it?
yes. Oh, and here was another one. Let's see.
So what's
Oh.
cloud level there? What's the cloud level? 1,000 feet?
Yeah. Yeah, easily. Oh, there's one coming down, right? Oh, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. Let me zoom back in. Okay, so this is one that looks very similar to another one I have. That let me go back over here.
I can't ask on.
Uh, Yeah.
Um,
All right.
what
And
is the normal? What's the normal altitude of
oh, the of a plane?
clouds?
Oh, of the cloud. Of the clouds, I am not exactly sure. I know that because the planes, they fly 30,000 feet up.
Yeah.
So there it is. Okay, let me go back. Yeah. Oh, and you can almost see it. Go back over here, right about here. You can almost see it here. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Just so we can see this just a little bit better, I'm going to equalize it a little bit, and I'm going to change. Let's see if I can change the hue.
I mean, to me, that looks like it's a lot higher than 1,000 feet. It looks like it's quite high up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like it's
Let's see.
alongside where, sort of like aircraft are in flying lanes and what have you.
Yeah. There we go. You can almost see it now right here. Okay, so boom. Just like that. It's coming down. And then let me go back up here. Let me turn this off.
What frame are you using? Because that's jumping.
Yeah, so I've got 60 frames a second. So let me undo this. Let me reset. Okay. So this is 60 frames a second.
Right.
So that's why it's going so fast. When I saw that,
But
then
what was the normal speed? What was the normal speed that you recorded it on?
at 60 frames a second at 1920 by 1080. So it's like boom, just like that.
Right, so it's going pretty fast then.
It's going very fast. Yeah. Now I've got another one here. Let's see if this is this one.
So you compare an aircraft
Oh,
flying, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're the aircraft are way higher than that actually
No,
too.
but I mean the speed.
Oh yeah, the speed, yeah. It's definitely there's a big difference. So like I can actually show you here's the time right up here. So let's go
Yeah.
back to 40. Okay. So by the time this gets to 40, let me zoom in. Okay. And I'm gonna make it to where you can actually still see the time. And then you'll be able to see just the white dot go by really quick. And that's how you can tell. Okay, so this is it right here. Now watch the object right here.
Right.
Bam. And that should have already gone. Okay, right. Boom, there we go. Yeah. Try one more time. There we go. Are you seeing it?
I
Let
lost
me
it then. I
yeah,
lost it then.
let me do it one more time. Okay, here it goes. Boom. It's gonna be right about here. It goes just like that. Okay. Let's go back here one more time. Boom.
Right.
Boom.
Excuse me. That is unusual, is that?
Yeah. And
Um,
even like that, whatever that is, see, even though it does look like a bird, right? It's coming down and boom. That's how fast it is. So let me go back so I can slow it down for you.
yeah.
There we go. Because when you see it, it's right here. Let me go back. Right there. Okay. See it down here now? So
Yeah.
it's right there, up,
Yeah.
right there, still up. It's gone, and then it goes up here like that again, and then it's gone. So it just drops in really quick and then drops out. So now that you know where it's at, here it goes quickly. Boom, it's gone. Were you able to see it that way now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So
just a just a question.
yes, go ahead.
At, at what height do the birds travel?
Oh, they can travel at a few thousand feet, I think too. Because like even so if I'm at 2,000 feet and then
Yeah.
these are up there, I wish I had a quick one showing um a a plane. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've got one I can actually show you.
You
That
see,
actually has.
it's like if you remember, Les,
Mhm.
um, a couple of weeks ago, I sent you a video of clouds moving
Mm-hmm.
in front of an object, and what happens is you think it's going to move in front, and
Mm-hmm.
then you see that it actually moves. The clouds are behind the object,
Right.
because I got my glasses on and I'm looking. I'm thinking, well, I can see the object in the sky. The
Mm-hmm.
problem was that object hadn't actually moved.
Right.
The clouds had actually moved in front of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That
Well,
one you got that. Yeah, that I
now,
love. That's one of my favorites, actually.
but the thing is, it's daytime now.
Right.
It's like, do planets, sort of like, our planets visible in the daytime?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, that were full sunshine
Right.
at about what were it, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or are these so-called satellites that are stationary satellites?
Right.
Because no, it's the thing is, satellites can be moved and they can be stopped. Military ones can be anyway.
Right. Sure. Definitely. Yeah.
They can be
Yeah,
moved and then they can be stopped.
yeah. Definitely. Now, so I've got. Let's see. Okay. Oh,
The
no.
thing is, what are they doing up there? Someone said to me, well, it's near your house. Well, it's not, because
Yeah. It's
how many miles away is it as such?
right.
But
Yeah. It's a good little ways. It's probably a good few miles. That's my thing. I have a hard time just trying to figure out distance. Now this brings me into the next portion of our show, where I've got a friend of mine in Canada who has sent me some video, and he's been sending it to me for a while now, actually, and uh, the stuff that he has is amazing, and he has a quick eye like I do, and he's doing the same thing like I am. So I'm very proud, because to me it just seems like my method that I've been kind of trying to tell people about has been inspiring people, and I know other people have done it before, but it just seems to be taking over now, taking a little bit more. So this right here is a video from Ontario, Canada, and there are two spectacular UFOs that I found on this video that he sent me.
right,
And so basically, when you see it, you'll just see that there is a little tree out here. And let me see, spectacular object. Okay, here we go. Move out here a little bit, and let's see. Right here. Okay. All right. Let me open this up. Sorry about that. And let me zoom this in. Okay. All right. Now when you see this, you'll be like, "Oh my goodness." And this actually almost looks like the one that you sent me, but the one you sent me was in the stationary mode. This one actually looks like it's moving a little bit. So it's right here. Okay. So this is an object down here that I'm going to play it regular. Boom. See how fast that moves? Okay. I slowed it down. I'm going to do it one more time. Boom, just like that. I mean, it is just that fast. Now let's zoom in on it just so we can see that it doesn't look like anything that I've seen before. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to go backwards with it. And this right here, okay, see those balls like that?
yeah.
That sure does look like one that I got from my mom's house. Sure does look like it.
You know
Uh,
something?
hmm.
You know something, right? Yeah, I've got something very similar to that. It looks like an aeroplane, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but without one of the wings.
Right. Yeah.
Like that. It looks like a wing, but like,
Yeah.
where's the other part of the wing?
Yes,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Mm-hmm. And
A friend of mine filmed it some time ago. We used to go out filming a lot, me and Joe,
mhm.
and
Wow.
basically, it's just a split. couple of seconds of it going past, and
Right.
it looked very similar. Daytime
Like,
footage like that.
boom, and that's it, and
Uh,
it's gone.
that is pretty
Now,
damn good.
okay, same video. Here comes another one. All right. So let me zoom out, see. Oh, here it is up here and right there.
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna cross this like that. And then look at that. It's doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, that is bizarre, is that? I mean, that was like at
Right?
first you thought it were an aircraft.
Uh-huh.
Of course, it was going, but then all of a sudden it
Yeah.
sort of like elongates, and then it sort of like splits up.
Yes.
That's a bit strange.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so if you think about it, there's 2 just on one video alone,
Hmm.
right? Um,
Yeah,
and so I tell my friend, I was like, "Can you imagine if everybody did this and we all got at least maybe 1 a day, right? That's 356 that we would get every year, right? That's just 1 a day." Um, and we would get that, and that's just that piece of the sky. There's just that piece of the sky. Add my piece of the sky and your piece of the sky and everybody's
yeah.
pieces of the sky. There's thousands of them. There's hundreds of thousands of them.
Oh, yeah.
As you are, it's kind of like I'm talking to the choir, but you probably already know this, you
I mean,
know.
the problem is, and this is a big problem, it's
Hmm.
like I've got a camera pointing in one direction, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Problem is, they're clever. These things are clever.
Oh yeah.
They'll be behind.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I've had it happen. I've been filming and I've been filming that hard
Yes.
and sort of like that and keeping it and and looking for something in that area.
Right.
And there's been something behind me.
Hmm.
And I thought to myself, you look around, flipping heck, and it goes into a cloud.
Yes.
Or sometimes they can disappear.
Yeah.
Something as big as like as big as if you put a cricket ball in your hand,
Right.
right? Yeah, and
Hmm.
you hold it at arm's length. Something so big, right? Yeah, and you're going, and you've got your camera, and you turn, and all of a sudden, before your camera gets to it, it goes.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
And that feeling, that you've missed it, you know what I mean? Unbelievable.
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, I completely understand. I've had those times where it's like, oh man, I wish I had my camera, but then I think, all right, well, maybe I'll just get it again, or I'll get another one, another one's gonna fly by.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
okay, so I'm gonna show you another one of his videos that he sent me,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
Yeah.
see.
Pretty good. Pretty good at these. Not
Okay,
bad.
and let me see if okay. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go right there. Okay. Okay. So this is from the Ontario airport. And this right here actually is one of my favorite videos. Especially when he sent me this, I was like, oh my gosh, man, how did you record this so good? All right, here we go. Okay. So what I did was I added what they call time code to this.
Hang on, wait a minute. Let me
Okay.
click it. Oops.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Now, can you tell me where the objects are? Can you already see some?
Well, I can see the one in the middle of right. What it looks like is there's the trails coming down, and
Hmm.
in front of it, yeah,
That's the
there's
airplane.
right now over here to the left.
Right
There,
here.
yeah, there's one there. Hang on.
And there's
That
another.
is,
There's
yeah, I can
there's
see
2.
that. Yeah,
Okay, now watch. Okay, there's actually one down below it by the 0 down here. Okay, now this is 60
right,
frames a second. So the
right.
second one over here, that's gonna turn 1 after there's been 59 pictures, okay? So watch where those two objects are, and here goes.
Right.
That's 1 microsecond, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're gonna keep going, and then okay. Now 1 second has not gone by yet.
No. Nearly now.
Just about. Yep. Right
Yeah.
about now. Okay.
Okay. Yes. A minute.
All right. Yep.
A sec.
Now there's actually gonna be more.
Oh, right.
Um,
Hang on.
yes. So, and if I can remember, oh, actually, let me see if I have this one bookmarked. I might already have this, but no, let's see. Okay.
Right. So it's 50
Oh,
frames a what?
yeah. So here we go. Here's 2 more. There's one right up there. Oh, there's 3. There's 1, 2, and 3. Watch this. And that sure does look like one of my little, what I call picture takers. Okay. So
Right.
gone, gone. Okay. There's another one up there. Okay. So that one's gone. Okay. And now see, watch this, how quick this other one goes underneath. These objects love the contrails. Right there, boom, right underneath. A
Right.
little taste of contrail right there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And went underneath it. Okay. Now I'm gonna just roll this. Let me just roll it back so you can kind of see without having to. Okay. Now I'm just gonna let it run. Here we go. You would never see those. They're already gone. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My
Still
favorite.
there.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's my one of my favorite ones. Okay,
Well, wait a minute. If that's an aircraft,
right
that means
here.
there's something directly at the side of it.
That's exactly right. Thank you. Right there. Okay, now watch. Watch this. 11:46, 11:47. It's gone. Okay, 11:45. It's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so
That's
the plane lights don't blink in microseconds. They blink in seconds. Okay. So boom. Now let's zoom in. Okay. So we say, all right, we're going to zoom in on this. Okay. I'm going to use my SM player right here. And that sure looks like one of those pearls that it looks like a pearl with that's sitting inside of something, like inside of a shell. So boom, and it's gone just like that. So some people have said, oh, well, that's the light. Well, why is the other one not lighting up, and why is it white? And boom. Okay. So that's just that, right? That's just that. This video has all kinds of good objects. There's another one, 21 seconds. There's 2. Um, yeah, and it's as if that one's just hanging out. And see how it stops? That one stops, and then this other little piece flies by really quick. Let me go back up here. Okay, we're gonna let that go by, and then see this other one up there just goes just like that. Just like that, and it goes very quick. Oh, and then there's another little one right there. Yeah, there's so many to count. Yeah, so that's, I think that's one of my favorite ones. Yeah, they want to see. Yeah, if you can see them, they want to see you see them. They want you to see them. That's right.
that is bizarre.
Yeah, thank you. That's my favorite. I like those kind of answers. Those are my favorite answers. Yeah.
I mean,
So
the thing is, at the end of the day, right? Yeah, you
mhm,
can say that there's lights around it, right? Yeah, fair
mhm,
enough. Those lights will travel with that object, right?
right.
Yeah,
Mhm,
will travel together
right.
because they're on their object, aren't they? They're part of that object.
Yes.
So whatever you'll see will carry on moving. They won't differ. You know what I mean? They'll always be in the same place.
Right.
They'll look a bit different as they're going further away and moving, either
Yes.
getting higher or lower. But the thing is, it's what are the other things around that are not part of that?
Right. Right.
You can put a circle around it and you can say, right, that's the aircraft,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But what happens when those lights differ, meaning something's gone across or moved across to it or down or up to it?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's a different matter altogether, isn't it?
Yeah. So now, whenever I get
And did you use a filter to show the shape of the aeroplane?
no, no, that was the actual video. All I did was I just added that time code in the bottom just so
Right,
I
I
can
see. Yeah. So
explain.
you can see the aircraft.
Right.
But
Mhm.
yeah, you'll be able to see
Yeah,
it because
there's no
obviously
filter,
it's
yeah.
darker.
So, now I've even got videos of, well, you know me, I've got videos of objects following airplanes,
Yeah.
big time. But, yeah, so every time I see something that does have a contrail now in it, I definitely, will slow down the video and zoom in just to see if I can see anything zip through that contrail, because that's a telltale sign right there. Easy. Based on what he was telling me, because I didn't realize how much of that happened until he sent me that video, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." Yeah. So, and one maybe or whatever, but that many, oh my gosh, yeah. And that plane is going that fast, so there's no way it's bugs. There's no way it can be birds, or else that plane would be in trouble. Because a bird strike, that's not good. So, and there's definitely no drones up there going at that speed and near that plane. So there's only other one thing that it can be, and that is something else. Um, yeah. So I told him, I was like, man, I said, hey, you can send me those videos all day long. I'll look at those all day long. That would be fine for me, you know.
I mean,
And
we used to send out when anything had been seen, we'd send a report and we'd send it to the local airport,
mhm,
and we'd
right,
say this time, this area, what aircraft was flying.
right.
And so long as it wasn't a military one, you got no chance of finding out.
Mhm,
But if it was a civilian one, I think they put us in touch with Nats. So most of the time they try to play ball and they try to be right with you and say, "Oh well, this aircraft was travelling from to,"
mhm,
you know.
right,
But occasionally you got people that have been nice with you usually, and there's we're like, oh, there's you've hit a raw nerve here,
mhm, right, yeah,
you
and
know.
yeah, and I definitely try to associate myself with people who are like-minded the way I am, and not try to once again BS me. And so I've had other people even send me the same kind of video to analyze, and
Yeah.
I can find it on there as well. It's just because I kind of know now what to look for.
Mm.
And once you get an idea, and then once you've debunked a few things, because I still debunk mine, and there's been some that I was like, man, I wish that would have been something else, but I
I
did.
do mine all the time.
Yeah, you
I
know,
you know I go out, look around the camera, like I told you.
yeah,
So something that looked fantastic, I'm saying, but wait a minute, there's a cobweb.
yeah,
There's Boris the spider,
that's
it's
right.
a cobweb, and there's a bit of a cobweb on the right hand side. It's
Right,
broken,
yeah,
and it's both waving in the wind, and
yeah,
you get a strand of like this web, which is wet because it's
mhm,
been raining, and
yeah,
you'll get these dots, and the infrared is lighting it up,
yes, yeah,
but it's not that what I'm interested in. It's up in the sky. I know what, but I'm telling people, look, this is a cobweb and there's a spider. And
right,
don't think I'm trying to say that I've caught something amazing. It looks amazing,
mhm.
but it's only a cobweb.
Right, and we see, those weird things that we see on the security cams. I think that it's really not even ET. I think it's something we just can't comprehend right now. I don't think it's a ship. I don't think it's ghost. I don't think it's anything like that. I just think it's something that is
Yeah.
something we just don't know what it is.
Well,
Because
I met a chap years ago, and it was, basically looking and capturing rods.
mhm,
Lovely chap, and he's passed away now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I've been out and I'm filming rods and what have you, and he inspired me to go out and try, doing some tests and seeing if you can see anything.
Yes,
And what they were looking at is, again, the different spectrums,
yes,
and there's different as we see, there's different spectrums, isn't there?
yes, there
you know
is. Yeah.
And so we can only see so much, like we can hear only hear so much. So there's a lot of what we're not seeing. But some of these lenses, what sort of like using on the cameras,
Hmm.
are seeing different spectrums, and it's picking up things like the infrared. Infrared picks up a hell of a lot.
Yeah, and
In fact,
I was just thinking of something. Where would you want to hide? Well, where somebody can't find you. So where if you can't find me, hey, that's because I'm in a different spectrum that you can't find me. I'm just in a different place there where you can't see me. I'm a different color that you can't even see.
yeah,
Right? That's the best way. If I'm that intelligent, then yeah, of course, I'm gonna make it to where, yeah, you're not gonna be able to see me. Um, and who's to say, that their discs or their objects are not slow and we're too fast or vice versa? I don't know. Now, I do have a question for you that I've been thinking about. Do all UFOs have to be big, or
no.
can they be the size of a fist?
Well, the ones that we travel in, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, can they
uh,
be?
can be the size of a ball.
Yeah,
So
can they be
like,
the size of this jar moving around out there?
yeah, yeah. But the
Right,
thing is, they can expand. They can
right,
expand. I mean,
like a
one of the
TARDIS.
one of the craft what we travel in, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
basically,
TARDIS.
yeah. Well, more or less, yeah. And it's like a ball, but it elongates and it
Mhm,
becomes into a cigar shape object.
mhm. Wow.
But but sort of like it can, when we're getting in, if it were like, if we're going to if there was, say for instance, we've been called, and there was something going on where a team had been sent out, more than a 10-man team and 1,000 men, that craft would turn up and it'd be like a ball.
Right.
And what happens is, right, yeah, we go in at the back end like so, and it
Mhm.
just does that. Zoom.
Yeah,
It does that. So we're in within seconds. We're all in. So that has become something which
right.
is maybe something like 1,000 foot long.
Mhm. Right.
But when it's traveling, it can travel that size. But it can also, with us inside, it can also go to the size of a football with all
Mhm.
of us inside,
Right.
and it can move and it can get out. It can hightail it out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
a lot of the other craft can as well. There's other type of crafts that do something similar. But that's our particular craft, and that's the cigar shaped craft what we use.
Right. Yeah. Now,
The
and if you
saucers, the triangles, boxes, as
mhm. And,
stars.
if you think about it, if you take Y I was my in my mind, I was just thinking about the science behind it, but if you took all of if you put all the people and you put all of the atoms and everything all together, and then you subtracted all the ones that you didn't need, and you kept just those ones, and then you just added the one that would make it bigger, that would maybe explain how you could make it so compact that it would all be, it'd be very compact into the object, and then you
Yeah,
add something else to make it back again. That's kind of like a chemistry kind of a thing. But well, man, it's been good talking to you as always. Yeah, I have just been trying out some new equipment here. I got the 4K, the full spectrum. I
Yeah.
got some more video that I'm going to be going through, and then I've got some that other lens coming in here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So you know, I think that I'm on the right track, and I'm actually getting a lot of good comments on that one video, on the video that I just posted. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. And like I said, I'm looking for a couple of those, what do you call it? Those lenses, what I've got around. I've got a couple new ones coming
That's
because I
cool.
don't know, one of my old ones has broken and what have you. But I have some which I'm not using.
Mhm.
I'll send them across. I mean, the thing is about these lenses and what have you. If they're too big, all you need to do is just stick them in front of a camera.
Oh yeah, well
You know, you
I got a
can
little
do. Oh,
I think I
yeah,
got a little adapter, you know,
yeah.
or another one in there. But yeah,
You can even put them on your, what do you call it, on your mobile phone?
yeah, yeah, and I really appreciate it too. You know, anybody who ever wants to donate anything, I'm all about that, because I can use anything that's given to me, because you know, okay, so even this phone right here doesn't have a back, but it works. It makes for a good spirit talker box, you know. So it's just an
Yeah.
old, you know, this is an old Motorola phone that was given to me by a friend of mine. And she's like, yeah, well, you know, if you think it'll work. And I was like, yeah, of course it'll work.
I'll send you that. What do you call it when across, with a cracked screen,
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great.
and a couple of more bits and pieces. I'll get that sent out
That'd
after
be great.
holidays. We've got an holiday tomorrow over here and stuff, and
Okay.
then when I
All
can get
right.
back to walking again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You
we'll
gotta be
definitely
careful.
do that.
Yeah.
Say
You gotta
again,
be
sorry?
careful.
Uh,
So, all
I
right.
didn't
Well,
hear.
hey, well, Russ, it's been good talking to you, my friend.
Right, okay then, Les. So Les Duran, yeah, and it's been a great show. We talk about a lot of things. Thanks, Sandra, for being on tonight with us, and we get talking, and I forget to look down what we're going to try to do. Um, I, I'll go off of here first, and then I'll explain something later on.
Okay.
Bear with us a minute, then. So yeah, so bye from me, Russ,
And I'm Les. Have a good one.
and it's been the show. He's like just talking out of the campfire, and it's part of this UFO Paranormal TV
Yep.
and Flying Saucer Television. So thanks for listening, everybody, and take care and good
All right.
night. God bless.
All right. Take care.